Yo, what's up, Skittle Squad? This is Kelvin here, and today we're back at it again with another Dungeon Quest video. This time, I'm going to teach you guys how to get a legendary. I'm going to provide tips, tricks, and all the information you will need to pretty much get yourself your very own legendary. Before I begin, make sure you smash the like button, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notifications. Without further ado, let's jump straight to it. Alright, so the first tip on the list is actually pretty simple. You probably already noticed, but I wanted to point it out anyways. Of course, you do want to do some hardcore dungeons to increase your chance to be able to get yourself your very own legendary. Hardcore mode means that every single party member does only get one life, but you will receive 2 times the loot. Yes, this is pretty much the most basic and literally easiest thing for you to understand. However, a lot of you guys seem to forget that doing hardcore mode might actually end up hindering you. What I mean is hardcore mode only gives you 1 life. What can you do with this, guys? If you die, then guess what? The entire dungeon is lost and you don't get a single item at all. That would mean that you go from 2 times the chance of getting a legendary to having 0 the chance of getting a legendary. So I do want to emphasize, you must choose wisely and don't get the wrong thing. And of course, before we move on to the next point, I do want to add on to this as well. We're going to go to our shop and then we're going to click on Game Passes. Extra Item Game Pass. It costs 1,999 Robux, which is insane. It is literally robbery. However, I cannot stress how many times the single extra item has given me a great opportunity to pick up a legendary. It just seems to magically pop out in that extra slot. And definitely, if you guys can invest or if you play Dungeon Quest way enough, this Game Pass does become worth it to purchase. And now with the basics out of the way, we're gonna move on to number 2. And here we go on the next one. This tip right here is to make sure you grab another account when you do some dungeon runs. If you ever get strong enough to be able to do some dungeon runs by yourself, you should carry some extra accounts after you level up your alts. Because by having extra accounts, you can actually be able to get some daily rewards if you need to every single day. Not only that, you can also bring into a dungeon. Because as long as you beat the run, even if your alt character dies, you're definitely gonna get your loot, you're gonna get your reward. Then when the dungeon ends, you can simply trade back those items from your alt to your main character, pretty much getting multiple runs worth of items after only finishing one. In conclusion to this specific tip right here, obviously the more runs you can do means the more legendary chances you can get, especially if you're doing hardcore and you have an extra item game pass. Guess what? You're getting 3 chances to get a legendary on your main, and every other alt account you're either getting 2 or 3 chances as well. That seems like efficiency right there. And the next one up is, do you even need a legendary at all? This question comes up quite often because obviously everybody wants a legendary, but do you really need it? First off, we want to look at some of the stats that we need to compare between 2 of the weapons that I'm going to bring up here. The first one is a very clean Overlord's Rage Blade. It is level 106, 117k damage. It's a pretty awesome legendary, right? It looks really good, a great flex. However, the next item I'm about to show you, it's going to be also very confusing. I'm going to scroll right here and look at the Bloodthirster Sword, another 117k damage weapon. One is a legendary, the other isn't. I know there's quite a bit of empty upgrade slot differences. What I'm talking about here is that the 2 base stats for the Bloodthirster and the legendary Overlord's Rage Blade is quite similar. So at the end of the day, if you can't get a legendary, that's a great thing. But if you can't, the second best weapon in every single dungeon is also very competent as well. Use it till you get a legendary, and if you don't get that legendary eventually, it probably didn't matter that much anyways. It can probably last you until the next update. And with number 4 on the list, we are going to go to the VCafe Discord and click on the DQ trading. As you can already see on the screen right now, there's a bunch of screenshots of legendaries being traded around. This is pretty much the biggest market when it comes to trading legendaries in Dungeon Quest. Everybody is trying to offer for something. We're looking at people trading inventories for legendaries. We're looking at people trading out legendaries for full inventories. So definitely go check out the VCafe Discord and go to the DQ trading section to get yourself into one of the biggest markets of Dungeon Quest legendary trading. Alright, so the next one on the list is know your percentage and your chances to actually get a legendary. I know that many of you might have grinded dungeons out crazily every update that comes out. You're probably wondering, why, Kelvin? I grind the heck out of every single dungeon. Someone's getting the legendary a lot faster than me, and my luck is just doo-doo. And trust me, you are not alone. A lot of people do believe their luck is absolutely doo-doo. That's why I made a survey that I pretty much asked all my subscribers, what is your chance when it comes to entering in the dungeon and getting yourself your very own legendary? But before I get to there, do please forgive me if these numbers seems very off, because legendaries don't come out easily, and based on your luck, you just might be able to get legendaries every single dungeon. But there are also some people out there who could be grinding hours, days, and weeks and still wouldn't even be able to see a legendary at all. So the survey question is, how has your legendary luck been in Dungeon Quest so far? How often do you find your own legendary every 100 runs on average? So what happened was I was able to find 8,500 people to give us a pretty decent idea on how these people feel when it comes to doing dungeon runs and getting their legendaries. There's 87% of them that was only able to get one legendary or even none when they did every 100 runs. That's a huge percentage. That's a big portion of the entire community that is only able to grab a legendary at a 0 to 1% ratio. Obviously, these numbers, once again, are very weird and awkward. I do believe the real numbers, the Wikipedia Dungeon Quest numbers, was actually a lot lower than that. So I guess we're a little luckier than we believe, because when I pull up the official Dungeon Quest Wikipedia, right here at the session, it says this item has a drop rate of 0.2%, 1 out of every 500 runs. All these drop rates do apply the same for all legendaries, so every single legendary has the same difficulty. So hopefully that gives you guys an idea on how many runs you are expecting before you actually get a legendary. Hopefully by seeing those numbers, you're not extremely demoralized, because there are people out there who are able to get a lot of legendaries. It's really based on luck. There might be one update where your legendary luck is complete doo-doo, and maybe the next update after that your legendary luck becomes godly. Hopefully those of you watching this video here, you guys are blessed by the god of luck, and I pray for you to finally get your legendary if you haven't gotten one already. So this one on the list will be the last one, and that is knowing exactly what legendary you're going to be expecting for what dungeon. I know a lot of you guys who are high level might already know every single legendary, but that doesn't mean that everybody that's lower level knows as well. In this part of the video, I will be listing off all the legendaries you can possibly get in Dungeon Quest right now. Hopefully for those of you who don't really know, you guys can learn something new. Alright, what you're gonna get in Desert Temple Nightmare runs, you will be getting the Desert Fairy Legendary. It's gonna be a level 20 requirement. In Winter Outpost Nightmare, you will be picking up the Crystallized Great Sword. It's a hybrid legendary where physical damage and spell power is pretty similar. As for Pirate Island, you will be seeing 2 legendaries this time, and the warrior one will be named the Soul Stealer Greatsword, around level 68 to level 71. As for mages, you'll be seeing the Staff of the Gods. Level range will be 68 to 71. In King's Castle Nightmare, for warriors, we have the Beast Master War Scythe. Level 77 range. As for mages, we have the Beastmaster Spell Sight, also level 77 range. Underworld Nightmare, for warriors, we have the Dual Phoenix Dagger, level 87 requirement. As for mages, we have the Phoenix Great Staff, a level 87 requirement. In Samurai Palace Nightmare, you could be seeing a Sakura Katana. This is for warriors, level 97. As for mages, you could be seeing a Sakura Great Staff, also level 97. And here we are for the Canal. As a warrior, you could be getting a Overlord's Rage Blade at level 106. As for a mage, you could be seeing an Overlord's Mana Blade, also level 106. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you did enjoy this video, found it helpful in any way, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. don't forget to turn on your notifications. Until we play again next time. Peace out, y'all.